What up, mother? I'm this close.
Bro,
I'm this close.
Bro.
you a little too close.
Yeah.
Dude, I was gonna open up by saying some stupid stuff like, yo, what up, like the baby face guy, you know. But never mind. Let's not do that. Anyways, how y'all doing, boys? We're back at it again with the fucking podcast
By force,
with
please send help. Please send help.
your
Please send help.
homie, your host, Blaze Man.
Yeah, I'll be the host of today's video.
Fun fact: we're recording this at 3 in the fucking morning, so that's nice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so there's not gonna be
Help.
100% logic from most of this video. So yeah.
Take this with a grain of salt, especially since our brain's already tired.
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
tired, so we might say some stupid stuff. And let's get started. Okay, the topic. Alright, today's topic
Yes.
is stop, we can't joke like that, man.
Bro.
Bro. Alright, so today's topic is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and why most
Ooh.
of the arguments to why it's bad are pretty flawed. All right, who wants to start?
In the man of the hour should always say yes.
Let me turn you up.
I think the main man himself should start.
No, I think they should.
All right, so I guess I'll start. All right, so for the bugs and glitches argument, like most of the bugs and glitches are not often occurrences. The only time that they're often occurrences is whenever you're doing multiplayer, but we have never had that problem. We have never had a problem with bugs and or glitches during multiplayer, except for us being stuck in one place and then crashing as soon as we get to the water near the electric type gym.
Well, that was only really me though. That wasn't you guys.
Oh no, it's happened to me and Sulfur whenever we were playing
Oh.
privately.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, most of the glitches that people talk about aren't really often occurrences. They are very rare, and the fact that you'll fall out the world is one of the rarest glitches I've ever seen from the fucking game. And people want to take that clip and say it's the most broken game in the world. Scarlet and Violet isn't a broken game. It does have its issues. I will admit, it does have a lot of frame dropping, especially in multiplayer. But they fixed that issue since they lowered the spawn rate of Pokemon in multiplayer. But at the same time, it makes it harder whenever you're trying to shiny hunt with friends. But I still think it's improved a lot over the past few updates. And a lot of people, a part of the Pokemon fandom, are starting to side with the people that clearly don't know what they're talking about. If they've actually played the game, they wouldn't have encountered these bugs all that much. And most of the bugs come from the first, like, day one gameplay only. And like, there's a lot of shit you can do on day one of Pokemon. You can instantly go towards the first gym, beat that, catch 2 Pokemon on your way to the other one, grind them up, and then easily, complete the whole game. You can do that with ease, and people are acting like, oh, this has happened after the day 1 patch. Like, yes, some of these bugs did happen after the day 1 patch, but the game has had a lot more patches since then, and has been running a lot better. Most of the glitches that have happened with previous people that have played the game don't really happen at all from what I've seen. And a lot of people have not encountered glitches in this game for a very long time. Yes, Pokemon spawn in the walls, and yes, sometimes they fall through the floor or spawn inside of the floor. But that's just more of a spawn placement issue, more than, you know, just a bug or a glitch. That's just more of a, poor choice of spawn placement.
Hmm. I'd also like to add on that people consider this game like the Sonic 06 of Pokemon, right?
Yeah,
First of all, that game has way more glitches than Scarlet and Violet ever will. Second, um, no, it's not. They literally fixed most of the bugs, like this, like recent time, right?
yeah,
Like I get it, right? Like back then, maybe, but most of the bugs were still rare, right? Like
yeah,
day
most,
one, even I wouldn't encounter them a lot, but yeah, I
yeah,
don't think it's kind of little too far, like a little absurd saying that Scarlet is the '06. Like it's kind of goofy.
yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, even with some minor detail like bugs that we had, our games really went like it ran smoothly. To be honest, it was a good adventure.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Just yeah,
Most of the time, these people are either just trying to purposely find glitches, or they just encounter a really rare glitch somehow. And like when I was playing through the game, I rarely even found glitches, bro. And some of them I was able to get out of too. Like I rarely ever encountered like those weird glitches that happen. Most of these, most of the shit that happened to me are either like frame drops, game crashes, or shit like that. And that barely happens either too, especially with the recent updates.
yeah, we've never really encountered those issues. I even tried to encounter the fall through world glitch, and every time I tried to get Koraidon at a right angle because the person was a Scarlet player. Because Koraidon and Miraidon have like different ways of traversing the land, so that means they have different physics from each other. While Miraidon's a lot smoother to, ride on. Koraidon is like a lot more, rough to ride on since he has a lot bigger of a hitbox than Miraidon does, I think. So it makes it easier for him to be hit. But another thing is that I've never encountered that bug, even whenever no, not bug, glitch. I've not encountered that glitch, even whenever I tried to. Like falling through the world is just so hard to do. It felt like that video was done intentionally, cause like there's no way you can just stumble upon that. I mean, there is a way that you can stumble upon it, but that's why it's somewhat believable. But I don't see how it was possible, especially before, the second patch that came after day one.
Really, the only explanation is that it randomly happens, but hell, that's even rarer than actually trying to do it.
Yeah, I've tried to force some of the glitches that people have had problems with, uh, but most of them never really happened. Well, actually, none of them have really ever happened to me. And no matter how hard I tried, no matter what angle I tried to get, the only thing I've done that was a glitch was clip through the map. I've clipped through the map and have gotten to a different area. It was in a cave. I've clipped through a cave. I've walked to the different side of the cave that I couldn't get to, because I think I haven't unlocked climbing yet. So it
Hmm.
was pretty, it wasn't easy because I was just trying to do random shit. And also day one, I did the backwards long jump because I wanted to access areas uh,
Yeah.
early before you even got the game.
Yeah.
So I
See,
did.
I want to add on to like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of my opinion. Okay, okay. I think this is the last time I'll bring this shit up, but dude, okay. Scarlet and Violet may have its issues and shit, and it may not have those rare bugs that barely ever happen, but it is far from the '06 of like the franchise, right? I
Yeah,
don't. That would go to like a whole nother game that's probably even worse. So
I think there is a worse Pokemon game. I forgot its name. I mean, have you ever heard of that one Pokemon RPG that they've made? Like, it was a different style of RPG that they made. I don't remember what it was called. Pokemon Conquest or something. Oh,
Mm.
Hmm.
let me look. Uh,
Well, boys, like looking.
oh
What
yeah, it
else
is.
have?
It is Pokemon Conquest.
Oh,
What console was it for? The DS? Was it for? Was it for the D? Yeah, it was for the DS. Okay, I can play that. I can play Pokemon Conquest.
yeah. But anywho, you. Um, what the hell was I gonna? Dude, how do I keep remembering what I'm gonna say and then just forgetting about it? My brain is fucking with me at this point.
Has up to Gen 5 Pokemon. But
Okay.
but yeah, I was right. It was Pokemon Conquest that had a different style of RPG gameplay than the rest of the games.
Yeah.
Completed with new sprites for every Pokemon.
Well, dude, it's just, it's a shame, cause I don't know. Some people somehow found those rare ass bugs, right? Day one, because of like the game was rushed, somewhat rushed, like at the end, right? Like there were obviously issues with the game, like the frame drops, like even on someone, I don't know what you call it, fucking stand. I forgot, but whatever. You get what I'm saying, right? That when even in that mode, it's not even 60 hertz, right? And the game crashing, right? Multiplayer lagging, all that shit. Yeah, that's bad. But people keep forgetting, like, mm, I will admit there are some Pokemon. They're fucking lazy. I'm looking at it for me. Yo, fucking. Yeah, that, and but there are some cool ass Pokemon too, bro. Like, have you seen fucking Skeletor or fucking Coquavel, shit like that? Gay Duck, the fucking what was the oh yeah, like even the pseudo legendary, bro. The fucking dolphin, like they're so good. There's still good shit to look at this for like on this game, right? And
Yeah,
not only that, yeah, at least try to have a story, like a good one, unlike other Pokemon games. So
like
that's a plus.
yeah, the story's a lot more better than Sword and Shield, and
Mm-hmm.
I hate when people like I've seen a post on Twitter where someone said Sword and Shield was better than Scarlet and Violet, and
In frame drop wise, maybe, but no, everything else, just no, bro.
like
It's like
I, I,
beta created
I
me.
would say Pokemon Sword and Shield has a better post game than Scarlet.
Yeah,
Scarlet's
for
only
sure.
prob
That's one of the issues Scarlet had in the post game, because there wasn't really a post game. You barely had anything to do. All you could really do is like visit the dorms, like we're fucking friends, and
visit the
just fucking
dorms, finish your
protect.
classes, and
Yeah.
and if you want a easy way to get nasty plot, then you're gonna have to complete the history teachers quest, and also that's how you get the legendaries, the only legendaries in this game. Because like, oh, what about Koraidon and Miraidon? They're not legendaries. They're Paradox Pokemon.
I mean,
While
some
Solgaleo and Lunala are also Ultra Beasts. So these guys
mm,
aren't legendaries.
yeah, I guess according to the lore, they're not really legendaries.
Yeah, lore wise, they aren't legendaries.
Gameplay wise, though, for sure.
Yeah, they have stats of legendaries, and they're the strongest Paradox Pokemon.
Yeah. But anywho, this like it just sucks, because people barely look at any of the good stuff and they only complain about the bugs of the game. And it's like, dude, you've literally only posted one clip on Twitter, my guy, saying how glitchy the game is, how bad it is because one bug fucked you over. I get it's frustrating, yeah, like to run the bug. But that doesn't mean to judge the whole game over it. That's kind of sad. You're kind of missing out on like actual good points of the game. It's sad though, cause maybe if Pokemon maybe Nintendo didn't rush Game Freak to make, or at least if Game Freak put a little more more effort, yeah, more effort into the project and shit, they would have fucking I don't. A lot of people wouldn't be complaining about the bugs that really showed up. So
Yeah.
and yeah. Anyways, I think that's all we have to say. I think that's all I have to say. Blaze, yeah.
Sulfur, you have anything?
Anything? Because you haven't been speaking. And he's dead. Nice.
Sulfur? Hola.
So figure.
You know what? I got something. Hold on.
Brother in Christ.
What wasn't me. That wasn't me.
All right. Do you have anything to say? Huh?
No, not that. Not this.
All right. I guess we. Okay. I think there's just
You have
one.
any,
He
good
said
argument
he said he has nothing to say.
Yeah.
All right. So
I mean-
next topic. Next topic is about Pokemon Platinum. And this
Honestly, I played the fucking. Okay. I've never played Platinum, right? But. So I can't really judge it personally.
I've
Because,
played
I've never
I've
the game.
played Pokemon Platinum.
I will say though, the BDSP remakes aren't
Oh,
any
wow.
better the newer games, in my opinion. I had more fun with Scarlet and Violet than BDSP.
I mean, BDSP are. I mean, a lot of people hate it for its art style, and then people came up with the excuse that they hate it for its bugs, even though most of its bugs and glitches are forced. Like most of them are just forced to
BDSP
happen.
had bugs? That's crazy.
No, no,
Yeah, bugs and
Yeah.
glitches. Add bugs and glitches that you can use with following Pokemon, and also with Surf that people abused a lot to get access to Shaman, Darkrai.
Oh, I've seen that before from a
Yeah.
YouTuber.
Yeah, people have done it to get access
That is
to.
force. That is force. You don't just get it. You gotta make it happen.
Yeah, you gotta make that shit happen, and a lot of people kind of say, "Oh, bad game," but people just wanted an excuse to hate BDSP, even though BDSP has nothing wrong with it. But I do agree.
Yeah.
I do.
All it is just a remake of its source material, but just better in
Yeah,
every way.
And people hate that. People hate how it's a one-to-one remake because it just makes them realize how boring those games were in general. People were expecting Mega Pokemon and new forms for Dialga and Palkia, even though that's exclusive to Legends Arceus.
It's forgotten, man. But dang, the BDSP those first few months.
See, guys,
Yeah, I
this is
remember
what happens when you ask for a one-to-one remake. It's just the same game, but with higher quality, better graphics, slightly better gameplay. It's mostly the same.
Yeah, and
Pokemon gameplay's always been the same.
I
It's
will
just-
I will say something. The one thing BDSP did better than the original was the fucking underground. The underground was the best part, man.
Yeah.
Underground's so fucking fun.
We should have one again. We haven't gone on in a while.
Your Nintendo Switch Online is gone.
I rarely ever remember there being story in BDSP.
The BDSP story is just literally the same thing.
Scarlet and Violet. But I don't know why I'm dragging that game into here. My 3 a.m. brain is starting to kill me. Anywho,
Alright, anywho, Pokemon Platinum. Pokemon Platinum, I think, is just overrated to death. A lot of people just a lot of people are just nostalgic for a game that isn't really, that good whenever you look back at it. I mean, I do think Platinum's a good game, but in terms of post-game, the game's lame. Battlefront, I haven't tried Battle Frontier yet, but
around that it need for me to be.
but I don't like. I haven't tried the Battle Frontier yet. I haven't tried the Battle Frontier, but I do want to try it if I can find my old save file. Uh, but I will try the Battle Frontier. Don't worry. Before I give it a final rating. But so far, the game doesn't look like you can do much besides the Battle Frontier. Because, like, at that point, it's just nothing. Like, and also, Scarlet and Violet isn't even a complete game either. While Platinum is a complete game, and I don't know why people rank Platinum so high. Cause, like, it can't be for gameplay. It can't be for the world. Like, it can't be for the map. Cause, like, the map is. I hate Mount Coronet. I hate traveling up it over and over. Like, I hate that.
Is it because it's in the way?
If I remember correctly, wasn't there like this is the game where Giratina like changed the story somewhat, right?
Yeah, Garatina only changed the end game. That was it.
Hmm.
Bro,
Garatina just added a little, added an extra fight to the the end game, and then that's it.
Yeah. After that, it's just the Elite Four and then Cynthia and shit like that, right?
think of Scarlet and Violet. See, it's post game. The whole
Yeah.
Area Zero is like the coolest thing ever.
That's how that really happened. Okay, that's kind of disappointing. Not gonna lie, but like it's cool. I guess it's a like extra because it's platinum, right?
Yeah.
But anywho, if it's like basically the same game but just better in almost every way, it's literally like the remakes then, except without the extra Giratina part.
Yeah, I can understand like the end game. I really love the end game of Platinum. Platinum has to be one of my favorite end game things to ever do. Besides
not gonna lie,
besides Ultra Sun and Moon.
the end game sounds fun as hell. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't add much, but it sounds fun as hell. I wish I could play it, you know.
Oh, it's so fun
Yeah.
traversing the distortion world. It's so fun.
Mhm.
It's the
I
and
have
the
a good time with BDSP though. I didn't always find it boring.
the music is pretty creepy and it gets you in the right mood. It's so awesome.
Mhm. You know, and there's still one thing that a remake still got right, and it was the fucking tension.
The yeah,
Same thing with Platinum.
and they also added a lot of effects to Spear Pillar, like the Spear Pillar fight for Dialga and Palkia.
More intense. It got more intense, especially at fucking Cynthia, bro. And
Oh.
like Spear Pillar, bro, everything was like more intense in the end. Yeah, obviously it's gonna be more intense, but holy shit, man.
Yeah, and BDSP, you guys got what you wanted. You guys got a harder champion. And what did
Yeah.
that leave it to? It left a lot of kids leaving the game. Like a lot of younger kids. Like a lot of like a young kid cried because they finally beat Cynthia. A little
Wow.
kid shouldn't be crying over a victory. Just because Cynthia was hard in the past and you guys crave that same difficulty doesn't mean that a little kid should have to go through that. If anything, guys should ask for a hard mode setting instead
Yeah,
of harder bosses.
That's like the incredible issue with SP forever.
honestly, let's be real, kids are just kids.
They should bring back the difficulty setting from Black and White.
Yeah, this shouldn't like. See, like the thing is, Pokemon games are always supposed to be like easy. You know, they aren't supposed to be hard because kids play this shit. You know.
Yeah, like you got to think about the little guys that play this. What if a dad wants his son to play Pokemon like he did as a kid? Like, how is he gonna get his kid into Pokemon whenever the final boss of the game is so damn hard?
Yeah, you know the most surprising parts? I beat the Elite Four and Cynthia without saving. Like I only saved at the beginning, very beginning, bro. And like that was before I entered the league, right? And I one shot or I beat all of the fucking like Elite Four. Like no cap. I am so fucking surprised I actually did that. Cause like Dude, I was expecting to just straight up lose. I was just trying to see how hard it is because I didn't want to grind, right? But I ended up beating the fuck. Or I ended up like barely beating everyone, bro. Cynthia was such a pain in the ass, bro. I had to revive Soul to even get a chance after.
I think that Cynthia's a lot harder than Platinum because Platinum was just Platinum Cynthia was a lot easier than people hyped her up to be. Like I think Ultra Necrozma, which was one Pokemon, put up more of a fight than she did.
Damn. But dude, BDSP Cynthia was just brutal.
Yeah,
And I'm
just
surprised that
way
you
too
beat her in
brutal.
one attempt. Like that's insane.
And
I'm
also,
not
whenever
even
you
joking,
rematch her,
you guys were there when that happened.
not only does she get like a higher level team, and I'm pretty sure they're like level 80 or something, and they also get new held items, and they also change to their platinum teams.
Oh hell no.
So not only are they, set to compete with your Pokemon, you're gonna have to do this with like as many revives and fucking full restores that you have.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to prepare for an ass beating, and you're gonna have to set up every Pokemon to your liking, so you can grind them for fucking money.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget to bring that Persian, so you can get extra cash.
It's just fucking insane, dude.
And I think what Pokemon fans should ask for is a hard mode. Just ask for a
Yeah.
hard mode
Hard
difficulty.
mode.
Mi-
Like
mi-
the one thing that Pokemon fans want is a hard mode, bro. If you want a Pokemon game that's like Shin Megami Tensei, bro, just ask for a fucking hard mode. It's not that hard.
Yeah, just ask for a hard mode instead of just saying, "Oh, let's just make the bosses harder." Like, ask for a hard mode where you
Like, bro, what
as
the fuck do you think this is, SMT, my guy? Do you think this shit's Persona? No, bro, this is fucking Pokemon. This is a kid's. This is literally made for everyone. It's like, bro, chill out.
yeah, exactly. And I think hard mode should be just like Black and White, where you have to unlock it after beating the game.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I need to find that White 2 save file.
Well, I
So,
mean, honestly, for me, not gonna lie, I would prefer if it was like put in the beginning. But I mean, kids would accidentally pick hard mode, right? And they wouldn't know.
yeah, that's
Like,
why in Black
but
and White it's more of a post
still,
game thing.
honestly, I just prefer for it to be like at the beginning of the game. You can change it any time in the mid game, so the like just like any other fucking game, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I think. That's what I think.
So if anything, Pokemon fans, ask for a harder difficulty. Don't ask for harder bosses.
Yeah.
I think a
'Cause
harder
even in
difficulty
that
should
harder
be.
difficulty, you will get harder bosses as well. So
Yeah, exactly.
like it's a simple solution, but too bad it got ruined.
Yeah,
Dude, we're going completely off topic. Yeah. Okay.
I
So
mean it's still related to a topic because like we're
yeah.
talking about platinum.
But yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like Gen 4, it's a good gen. I can see why people love it, but I just don't think it's the best, you know. Cause
I
like it's only really been carried by nostalgia. That's it, bro.
It's being
It's like
carried
Sonic
by
Adventure 2, but
heavy
I mean at least that
nostalgia.
game was actually fucking good. I mean it had a good story, good gameplay. Visuals aren't the best, but still.
Yeah, I think people should just stop overhyping platinum, saying that it's the best game Pokemon game, and should just say that it's a good Pokemon game, but I wouldn't go out of my way to play it. Like,
Yeah.
I
I think it's just like I mean, people can have their own opinions, right? Like, if you think Platinum's the best game, so like, good for you. But this is like on a general standpoint. Platinum's not the best game.
yeah, I
Like
think
generally, we don't even know what the best Pokemon game is. Like generally, because like, there's no average for how many people. I mean, probably
a lot of
if
people
that was
used to
the
think
case,
Gen
people would
5 was
just vote.
bad back then.
If that was the case, people would just vote Platinum and just say that's the best game. But no.
Yeah, like most PokeTubers have like kind of corrupted some people's minds to thinking that Platinum is the best, and some people just like to force people to think that Platinum's the best, or get
Remember,
people to think that it
yeah,
is.
so
Cause like barely any post game. Once you beat it, you beat it, and then like you know most of the
yeah,
post game is
and
on a different island and on like completely relies on the shoulder of you know
and
of the
again, there was
Battlefront 2.
barely any story. I mean, obviously there was, but it's like simple. This was before Gen 5, by the way, so this was before the games actually started like having, at least trying to have a story, I guess.
I mean, Platinum still had a story. It's just that most of the story dialogue is short and sweet. It's like not really something that you would notice. Like most of I get that he's deafened, but like most of Platinum's like story dialogue is just barely there. Like a lot of people say Platinum story is good. Like Platinum has a like good message on like its story or some shit. Even though I think Platinum just needs more detail added to the story, more story dialogue, and also needs to make Dawn like show up a lot more because Dawn barely shows up. Dawn and or Lucas barely show up throughout the story, and
Mhm.
I think they've only shown up like 3 or 4 times during the story.
Yeah.
I just like Platinum's good and all. Same with Diamond and Pearl and BDSP, but they're just not the best. And you guys only hate BDSP because it reminds you how it's not really the best Pokemon game.
Hmm. It's just mostly standard. But there are probably people, and again, that's our opinion, right? Like, we just
Yeah,
think it isn't the game in general, but in ourselves, it's our opinion. You know, people could have like different opinions and shit, and that's fine. That's fine, right? My favorite game is Sonic Heroes. Not a lot of people will agree with me, obviously,
and
but
my favorite generation of Pokemon is is Black and White, but my favorite remake is Heart Gold. While a lot of people would disagree and say that their favorite is Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, even though my first Pokemon game was Hoenn. It was Pokemon Emerald. No, not Pokemon Emerald. It was Pokemon Ruby. Pokemon Ruby was my first Pokemon game. And a lot of people like would be like, why won't you like? Why isn't this your favorite generation? Because I think Gen 5 is just a lot better. Gen 5 has a more cooler story. It has like a lot more stuff that you can do, especially during post game. Because like not only is there movie studio, there's also like you can dress up your Pokemon. You could you can do the battle subway, which is kind of like the Battle Frontier, but on a fucking subway. And then he's gone. Oof. Well, I think I could wrap up the video here since it's pretty late, and I think he had to go because I don't know. Probably he was being too loud. I don't remember. I don't think. I don't think it is that. But like, anyways, Gen 5. Like, I think Gen 5 is a lot better than Gen 4, and I also think that Heart Gold is better than Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I love Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I played it I think during release, and I found it to be very enjoyable. I loved it. I loved Omega Ruby, but it's not my favorite because Heart Gold is just a lot more fun to play in my opinion, and also there's 2 regions to explore. That's a lot more content than what you'd get with Omega Ruby. Because Omega Ruby, just like Platinum barely has a post game. And that's why Ruby isn't like my favorite Pokemon game of all time, but it is one of my, most loved Pokemon games that first got me into Pokemon. Just because it was the first game I played, and it was the first Pokemon game that got me into the franchise, and even more into the franchise, and also the first game I loved to play from the franchise and company. Doesn't mean that it should be S tier or like my all-time favorite just because it was like one of my first. Anyways, calling off the video here. Sorry that Sulfur, aka Galaxy Outrage, didn't speak much. He usually can't speak much around this time, and I don't know where Eddie went. But anyways, like, subscribe. Don't like, don't subscribe. Do whatever the hell you want, and I'll see you next time. Whenever I'm done, whenever I'm done editing this, but I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna leave it unedited. I think, you know what, I have to edit it. Anyways, adios. Bye.